Hey everybody, welcome back to BeamNG.Drive in the final track preview before we kick off the Season 3 of the Tough Car Challenge. Today, we are at the Derby Arenas map, specifically on the Big 8 track, which is essentially a figure 8 track with an extra loop on it. So, we are going to do this kind of how we did with the Crash Hard track previews. We're going to take a Gavril D-Series pickup truck. This time we're taking a plain Jane D15 V8 four-wheel drive for a spin instead of the quite tasty looking lifted D25. So we're going to do a quick run around of the track, how we're going to run the track, and then after we do a full lap in our D15, we're going to do an exhibition run. And what we will do with the vehicle we will use for the exhibition is also a bit boring, not as beige, more cream colored, but it is the early Pessima, the Bishu Pessima. So we will be taking that old car out on an exhibition run to kind of show what may occur with some of our vehicles when they run this course. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the truck and get going. Alrighty, we are in our D-Series. We're going to go ahead and just fire it up. So how this round will work is we are going to have a flying start. Where we're sitting is not going to be our start-finish line. I will show you where it is. It is actually just around this bend over in this area right before the ramp. So what will end up occurring, and I'm going to go ahead and put the truck in drive, is we're going to take off and get a running start. Now, depending on the vehicle, we can go up on this corner and try to get as much speed as possible, or we could stay down here and get a nice solid run at the ramp. So right here is going to be our start finish line, right at the base of this ramp, and we're going to go over our first tabletop jump. Not going too fast because I'm just showing you guys the track. We don't really need to get much air. This truck is not doing the exhibition run, it's just being our tour guide. So we have a second tabletop jump here, going into a turnaround, kind of like the other end. We have a little asphalt area and we have a dirt area here, and then we cross over the second tabletop for our third jump. Oh, we got a little bit of air there, and I just realized I did not turn our heads up display on. Oops. So we have our heads up display over here with all of our information: speed, engine gear, transmission gear and revs, engine temperature, as well as total distance driven. And right there, go over the first jump for our fourth, and then we would come down here and go around the bend like so. I'm going to end up going into the pits backwards, but if we need to pull the vehicle off for inspection, actually I'm going to go up here. If a vehicle needs inspection after a lap, it will go ahead and once it comes down the hill here, instead of going on the corner, the banked corner, it will just come over here to the pit area, and we'll just hop out of it and inspect it, which we're going to go ahead and do right now to the D-Series. Okay, and since we weren't really trying to bash the truck at all, there's virtually no damage to the truck. Maybe some of the suspension components got a little stressed out from the couple times we got a little bit of air, but really, it's not a big deal. Alright, so since our tour lap is over, let's go ahead and start our exhibition run. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at a look at our Bishu Pessima before we get going. Per Tough Car Challenge rules, the car is fitted with a roll cage since it is available, and it has racing buckets in the car. That's pretty much the only new rules that's going to take effect that will affect this track. And so let's hop in it, fire it up, and get going. And ignition. Oh, listen to that 2-liter engine purr. Release the parking brake. Put it in drive. Turn our heads-up display on. And away we go. Now, the engine is already up to operating temperature before we started, so we don't have to worry. So if anything happens right away, it's just going to overheat quickly. But, I don't know where I was going with that. Over the first tabletop. Not much air there. We should get a little bit more air on this second one. Going over at almost 70. Ooh, we cleared it. That's actually a nice, smooth landing. Now around the turnaround here. Still holding about 60 miles an hour. Over the next jump. Ooh. Starting to scrape a little. That last jump, I think, damaged some of the suspension. Over the fourth jump. Ooh, actually quite smooth. Nice and smooth there. Alrighty, one lap down. Oh, and we have a rollover. Eek. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and inspect the car real quick, see what's happened to it. Alrighty, looking at the car, honestly, the roll cage kept the roof of the car from collapsing down, which, well, that's what it's meant to do. Other than that, some minor body damage. Actually, it looks like, I don't know if this is just a rocker panel cover, or if that's the actual rocker itself, but there's a little bowing right there underneath the passenger door. And actually, it looks like it might be the same thing under the driver door. So that could be indicative of the car's unibody buckling, or it could just be some damage from that's just on those covers themselves, if those are covers. Looks like we got something hanging down there. I can't quite make out what that is. Looks like it might be exhaust related. Not quite sure. But other than that, the car's in good shape, so let's hop back in it, fire it up, keep going. Alrighty, and ignition. Alright, that was not exhaust hanging down. I don't know what that is, because the exhaust is not loud yet. So, alright, we're in gear and away we go. Turn our heads-up display back on. Alright. Alrighty, over the third one with speed now. Ooh, we landed on the tabletop and then jumped back down. Alright, and for the fourth one. Alright. Car's taking the abuse quite well. Alrighty. Oh, and again, we saved it. Saved it that time. She was able to go back on her wheels. Oh dear. Ooh. We're definitely taking suspension damage at this point. We have to have. Oh yeah, the car is wanting to pull to the right. Oh. Over the jump. And it sticks the landing. We're going to go ahead, cross the start-finish line, and then we're going to do... we have something broke. I don't think we have drive. Hold on. Nope, we do not have drive, so... Oh, and we don't have a way to keep the car stopped. So I'm going to go ahead, set the parking brake, and that should hold it. And if this was an official run, for the Tough Car Challenge, this would be the end of the run, the run attempt for our Pessima here. However, since this is an exhibition race, the score is obviously not going to count. So let's go ahead, hop out of the car, give it a good once-over. Looking at our damage application up here, we can actually see the failure point, and it looks like the passenger front axle snapped. So obviously that path of least resistance through the differential is putting all that engine's power to that broken axle, so the car could not move under its own power. So it is what it is, but like I said, let's hop out and give this car a good once-over. Okay, so from the previous inspection of this, the car really has not shown much more damage. On this side, there obviously from the couple times it landed on this corner, it busted out the lights. But overall, the car, other than the driveline issue, appears to be in pretty solid shape. And I did look underneath before we start. I kicked the recording back on. This guy right here, I'm going to zoom in. We're going to kind of go underneath the car here. This is part of the subframe, because you look here, you have the same bar. So that's part of our subframe that was damaged. So it looks like, yeah, this car took some subframe damage, and that most likely helped weaken this front axle on this side, causing it to eventually fail. But if this car was going on the scoreboard, we would go ahead, pull our heads-up display back up, and the total distance covered was 2.78 miles or 4.48 kilometers. That would be the round one score for this particular Pessima. It would go on our leaderboard, and I would actually at this point bring the leaderboard onto the screen and show it to you where the car stood up on this track, and it show where the vehicles around it were. However, that is now the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. The first episode of the new Tough Car Challenge series. I'm not going to tell you what the vehicle is going to be, but it is definitely good. Should be a good episode. That I am planning on that going up on, I believe it is Monday, January 4th. So I should have wrote this down. I didn't. I'm a fool. I know this. All right. So the first episode will be released on Monday, January 4th. I'm aiming at trying to release them about, I'm going to aim for 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. I might change the time at some point. I don't know yet. But anyway, again, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you know when a new video comes up. And honestly, guys, until next time, have a good one.